Welcome back to What's Brewing with KHC. Today I'm excited to bring you a special virtual edition featuring one of our standout loan officers from the recent KHC Lender Awards. I'm joined by Courtney VonGunten with Vizion Mortgage, our top breakthrough loan originator.
Hey guys.
Thank you so much for joining us, Courtney. She made some major moves this year and truly broke through in a big way. Her growth reflects what can happen when you lean into opportunity, build strong relationships, and connect more borrowers with the right tools to get into a home. I'm excited for her to share a little more about herself and what helped make last year's success so good. So first, Courtney, congratulations.
Thank
What
you.
does this recognition mean to you personally and professionally?
Oh gosh. So to be fair, like whenever I got the email saying that it was a top producer, I was floored because I really didn't expect it because it was such a big jump from the year before. And so when I went to take pictures and do the video, it was funny because Stephen was like, something, he's like, how do you feel? How excited are you? I said, oh my gosh, so excited. I didn't expect it. And he's like, well, especially for the breakthrough. I said, I guess my face like gave it away. And I was like, for the what? And so he's like, well, I hope that wasn't a
What did you
surprise.
say?
I was like, what did you say? I just got. And so, anyways, it just, I don't know, like it's so rewarding, I guess, just to finally know that hard work came into play and it all just worked out. And then it's motivating too. Like you just think, I don't know, you sit and you think about all the families you've helped and then what else you can do to come. I don't know. It's just rewarding and motivating, I think would be the words I would use for those.
100%. And you should be celebrated for such a great year. What do you think helped drove business last year to KHC? What was the change from 2025 from 2024?
I think it would almost have to be, maybe I was scared of it. I don't know if that's the right word, but a little scared. I was intimidated. There were so many different, I guess, programs and options, which ends up being a good thing, but I was scared to dive
Right.
into it. So once I did, it just opened so many doors and windows for me. I was like, oh, I could do this and this, or oh, even though they have this would, there's just so many different moving parts. And I think once I got a couple under my belt, it just made more sense. And I wasn't so scared after getting those closed.
100%. I tell lenders all the time, particularly new lenders that onboard with us, that it can be a little scary, but you got to do a couple, get your feet wet. We will hold your hand and walk you through it, and then it'll be easy peasy, and you'll be out there closing KHC loans left and right. And I
And
think
you
that
do.
was 100% you.
Well, y'all do that because, like I said, I was scared. So, and whenever we were at the awards luncheon, I met a couple underwriters, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I know I'm on your nerves." Or they're like, "No, if you have questions, reach out." Y'all do. You handhold, you walk through. It just makes it a little bit easier for your first couple, especially.
100%. Well, let's shift. Let's talk a little bit about strategy.
Okay.
Let's see. So, when you're meeting with a new borrower, how do you identify whether they might be a good fit for KHC programs?
Um, Probably think about like the full picture. Do their income, ask about assets. Do you have a down payment? Um, there's these good borrowers out there that, do have a strong income and do have a good credit score. And just maybe life happened and they just don't have enough saved and just thought they could never do anything without a down payment. On the other hand, you have some that maybe are a little bit lower income, but okay, because there's programs for that too. So I think just the whole picture, see what everything going on. Do they need a down payment? Do they have one? And then, once you start talking to them and build that, that relationship, you kind of find out if it's going to work, if that's the best program for them.
I will agree with that 100%. There's so many borrowers, particularly first-time home buyers, that don't even know that they can own a home.
Right.
So it is important that we have lenders throughout the state that are educating them that A, you can, and B, there is assistance out there, such as our down payment assistance. So I
Because
love
we
that.
hear that, so many times. It's just exciting. And I said it like the other day in that video, and it sounds cheesy, but their eyes do light up when they're like, oh my gosh, hold on. I don't have to have 20% down. I don't have to have even 5%, like it's just, it's pretty neat.
And it's I would say it's a magical feeling for you as the
It
lender. I would
is.
say it's a magical feeling for a real estate agent. It's a magical feeling for the borrower because I was one of those borrowers that needed that assistance. So I can remember my eyes lighting up
Did
as
you know
well.
about it
So
beforehand?
well, luckily my real estate agent and lender knew about it. This is before I worked at KHC. So I was a single mom and I needed help, and they were there, and it kind of drove my passion into this industry. So I
See, you're one of
totally,
those stories. I go home and I'm like, listen, what happened today? We talk
yes,
about your
well,
face
I
lighting up.
am, and I also like to share it too from a perspective of I was one of those homeowners, and what my lending and real estate partners do are so important
Mhm.
to all potential borrowers. So I really didn't think that I was in a position to own a home anywhere close
But
to when I did. So, but as we're kind of discussing real estate partners, how has KHC products help you stand out with your realtor partners, especially in such a competitive market?
this is actually, this is a really, really, really cool story. So, last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, so I have a realtor that I work with daily, and she called and she started laughing right away. And I'm like, what's so funny? She goes, "You're famous." I said, "I'm famous." I said, "What do you mean I'm famous?" Well, so she had shown a couple of houses to this couple. And she goes, "Hey, we really need to get you pre-approved first. I don't like to show houses before, but we know we've already done this, but let's go ahead and go through the pre-approval process." So she was like, "I'm going to give you somebody's name and number." And they said, "She's real?" And she goes, "What do you mean she's real?" And of course, she's like rolling her eyes, being like, "What are they talking about?" They have been looking at the Kentucky Housing website, and they happen, I know, and they
I
happen to
love
see my
that.
bio that y'all put up, and they are like, "Oh, she's a real person." So we kind of already know a little bit. So when they called me, they said, "We feel so much better. Like you're actually real. And we already seen a little bit of, we saw a little bit about you." And she
Hmm.
goes, "It kind of just worked that she gave us your name. And then we were on the website." So it was just kind of a neat moment. So where, a realtor, that I work with daily, they kind of already knew about it and just knew that, I don't know, it was just a neat experience that I didn't expect that day.
Well, no, that's good.
Yeah.
That is why we like to, promote you guys and market you guys. And I'm happy to hear that it works and that it helps. So that's exciting. That is
It's
very
exciting.
exciting. Well, congratulations, and hopefully that will continue to increase this year as you continue on. Do you think there's any misconceptions about KHC that you would like to clear up?
Oh, mm-hmm. Yep. Because I was one of them. Absolutely. I think that I think people think it's number one harder than it is.
Hmm.
I think that they also think it takes longer.
Hmm.
So that was a big one for me because I was like, "Come on, I just don't want to offer something." And then we get close to something happens at the end and we have to backpedal, or we have to, even if nothing happens at the beginning, setting up the stage to where I'm already going to be like, "Oh gosh, I'm sorry, it's going to take a little bit longer than normal." It doesn't. And I mean, we're lucky because we're delegated, we work to do that. So our underwriters in house, but we're going to process these loans from start to finish, just like we do any other FHA, any other loan. So that was a big one for me, that number one, it doesn't take any longer. Number two, there aren't there's no more stricter guidelines. There's nothing harder about it than it is any other, everyday loan. So I think those are my two biggest things probably, is that they're not harder and they don't take any longer.
I love that you say that because that's what I spend most of my trainings trying to share, especially with the real
Exactly.
estate partners. I think there is a misconception about KHC. We're not doing KHC loans 20 years ago. We're doing them in 2026, and things are very efficient and do not take more time.
No.
So I love that you said that because you were on the front line as well and able to clear that up for us. So I appreciate that. So, for other loan officers that are watching this, what would you say one habit or mindset shift that helped you grow your KHC production?
Um, Probably don't, because I have a habit of doing this. Don't overthink it. Don't put more into it than it is. Kind of like with that, it's just what it is. It's a program that really does benefit these borrowers. And I think I can like openly talk about them now. I mean, I still learn daily about KHC programs, but in products, but like whenever I'm talking to a real estate partner or I'm talking to a borrower or anybody, I can pretty much just spout out the majority of what I need to know, So it just makes it, I think I just got more confident with it. I know what credit score you need. I know, pretty much what the income limits are. Once I've just kind of dug in and became more knowledgeable about it and got so not scared, I think it just made such a world of a difference.
Yeah, so I try to I have a 13-year-old daughter and we share that all the time. Confidence goes a long way. And so that can be said as 13 or adult. So
And it's
I love
true
that.
because
It
if you
is.
don't feel good about it, I can't. And before I understood it, I was kind of like I would have my normal ones that I put people into, these are just clean fit, whatever. And Kentucky Housing was like, oh, maybe since these didn't work, I'll try this. Now it's the opposite. Now I'm just like, oh, maybe it's more intentional. It's more that I'm doing it. I know it's in the forefront of my mind because I know how well it works. Before it was like, well, I do one here and I would do one there, but I'm not sure if I really believed it. And like the more closings I go to and the more people I speak to who are so excited afterwards and it really, really helped. I mean, that makes it an easy sell. That's just
So,
a
and it makes
no-brainer.
it so worth it.
Yeah.
So worth it. Oh, I love that. Okay. So I've got some fun rapid fire questions. Are you
Oh
ready?
gosh, I told you I don't think before I speak. This might not be a good idea.
Okay. I know these are some of my favorites. Okay. Quick one. What's your favorite coffee order on a busy lock day?
I think that'd have to be probably coconut milk iced latte.
Ooh,
That one
okay.
wasn't so hard. That's easy. Okay, next.
All right. Early pre-qual call or a late night clear to close? What's your sweet spot?
Oh, that one wasn't so easy. Okay. You always love a clear to close. That's what we're here for. You want a clear to close. Uh, I'm gonna get. I'm gonna go with early morning prequel because I'm gonna assume like every loan that I take is gonna be clear to close. Like I'm not gonna take one that I don't think is gonna close. So I'm just gonna always hope for that clear to close and just think that's in the back of my mind. I think the early morning prequal, start your day off right, get it to clear to close. You get the best of both worlds. I'm going early morning prequel.
Okay, I love it.
Okay, that's my answer. Final answer.
Final answer. Well, Courtney, thank you so much for joining me. And I do want to congratulate you again on being recognized as our top breakthrough loan originator. We'll give a round of applause.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. This has been fun.
Good. So, what I love about conversations like this is seeing how growth happens, not just through volume, but through being intentional, building relationships, and finding ways to better serve borrowers across Kentucky. Your success is a great example of what's possible when you lean into the opportunities KHC programs can provide. From all of us at KHC, we want to thank you for the work you're doing to make homeownership possible for more Kentucky families. So stay caffeinated.
KHC.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So stay
Thank
caffeinated, stay strategic, and keep making home ownership happen. And cheers to you, Courtney.
Thank you, Kay. Y'all have a great one.
All right, you too. Thanks.
Bye.